Hey guys, Rilk here. This is my Knights of the Old Republic playthrough. I do have a few things to say before we start. I think this is my third time doing this recording. First time it messed up with doing game capture, which is what I do all my videos in, to be honest. But it's such an old game, it was having problems. It would get stuck during certain parts of the game, and it would either black screen or just hold the frame it got stuck on for minutes. At one point, I think it was 10 minutes of a conversation I was having with an NPC that I wasn't having a conversation with anymore, and I was in the middle of a fight and it still hadn't switched over. So we're going to try display capture, and I probably will try to not alt tab because then I'll have to cut that from the video. Just because the only thing running really is my OBS for capturing display anyways, but whatever. I did install 3 mods. A widescreen mod with a HUD correction, so the HUD doesn't look ridiculous and floating in the middle of the screen. There is HD retextures for NPCs and armors. And the last one, basically, it finishes a few of the quests and adds a few things that the devs wanted to put in the game, but they just didn't have a chance before launch. And those are the only mods we're rocking. There is a mod I would like to shout out if you do want to play this game and it's not your first time. There's a Jedi from the Start mod, and it's super fun to play with. It does kind of make it a little cheaty, so we're not going to be rocking that mod for the video, but for enjoyable factor, it's super fun. It makes the beginning of the game a lot less, I guess I would say, of a hassle. I think all my edits to audio and key bindings and stuff is still saved. I did uninstall and reinstall, excuse me, trying to fix the screen getting stuck on my captures, but I have also tried to start again and I messed it up again, so we'll be rolling a soldier for this playthrough. I'll just do the stats up real quick and then I'll explain why I chose which stats and why this is a decent melee build. I wouldn't say it's the best. You could force more points. You could take out these wisdom and charisma and throw in a con. It would be better for a melee build, but I kind of like to round out the character a little. And honestly, I just don't like negative saves in my characters. So, for strength, we've got 16, so that's a +3 for to hit and to damage. So any melee damage, higher your strength, the more damage you're dishing out. If you want to deal with a ranged character, Dex is your to hit, but it is also your defense. So that's why we have +3 instead of the +2 like on con here. So con's your health. It's also your fortitude saves. I guess Dex is also your reflex save. So there is that. Intelligence only deals with skills, and for a soldier, you only get the 1 skill when you have a base of 10, which a scoundrel I think gets 4. So this is one of the least skill-based characters. So that's another reason I leave my intelligence at -1. If I wanted another skill point every level, I would need to bring it up to 14 intelligence, which is ridiculous for a non-skill-based character. So that's why intelligence will always stay at 8 for me. Wisdom deals with your will saves and your force pool for Jedi points, or Jedi force points. Basically, how often you can use your Jedi skills is based on your force points. Charisma, it acts as your DC check for some Jedi skills like fear and stuff. And it also is helps your persuasion, which is the only skill we're going to use on our main character. And the reason I leave it for your main character is because he's the only one who can use persuade. You can't actually put persuade on any other character. So, for that reason alone, is the only reason I stick with Persuade. So we won't be spending any points until we hit Jedi, just because it's a cross skill as a soldier. If this is your first time playing, you might want to use Treat Injury, just because it improves how much you heal from a med pack. It's a good skill no matter what the character, and Persuade is just a more advanced way of using talking later on. It'll it'll make some things easier for me later. It will also let me get some XP and stuff like that. So for the skills, we'll roll two-hand weapon fighting. I guess it's two weapon fighting in this game. In D&D, it was two-hand weapon fighting, so I'll probably call it that most of the time. I will also use implants and toughness, probably. And those will be my feats for the game. We'll name the character after me for this one. I don't want to name him his real name, because that'll be kind of a spoiler. So it'll be Rilkart. And I guess I'll let you know I'll be playing a light side soldier. We will be going into Guardian. And I think that's all we had to talk about before we start. So there'll be a video here, and we'll get going. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Movies and stuff, it's still very pixelated. I'll be reading all the character lines for my character. All the aliens, I'll just leave the text. I don't really want to try to do any other voices. I guess I didn't mention this earlier. The Endar Spire is basically a huge tutorial. That's the ship we're on right now.
We've been ambushed by a Sith battle fleet. The Endar Spire is under attack. Hurry up, we don't have much time.
Who are you?
I'm Trask Ulgo, ensign with the Republic fleet. I'm your bunkmate here on the Endar Spire. We work opposite shifts. I guess that's why you haven't seen me before. Now hurry up! We have to find Bastila. We have to make sure she makes it off the ship alive.
Who's Bastila?
Bastila is the commanding officer on the Endar Spire. Well, not an officer, really. But she's the one in charge of this mission. One of our primary duties is to guarantee her survival in the event of an enemy attack. You swore an oath just like everyone else on this mission. Now it's time to make good on that oath. I've heard all about your reputation. Elite combat training, tops in your class. It's no wonder you were handpicked for this mission. Word is the officers haven't seen a recruit with your kind of potential in 20 years. But all that potential doesn't mean a thing if you can't deliver when it counts. We're soldiers. We're trained for combat. Bastila is gonna need men and women like us at her side during this attack.
Okay, let's go help Bastila.
So hurry up and grab your gear. You need to suit up so we can get out of here.
Okay. So if you want more tutorial tips, you can talk to Trask here. I'm just gonna double check. Most of my stuff should be working. So on default, a bunch of these are enabled. I don't like the auto pause function. I just feel like it pulls me out of the immersion of the game, I guess. So we'll be having all of those turned off. I will pause the game as I see fit. Feedback, so I turned off tutorial pop-ups and tutorial tips. I don't want to put small font on because it's probably hard enough to read as is. Anything else? I left it on normal. I turned off auto level up. I think that's off by default. I'm not 100%. I want to make sure combat movement's on. A lot of the times you'll queue a bunch of actions. Maybe you'll mess it up. And if you move during combat, it'll clear all your queue. So that's kind of helpful to have on. There is another thing. I did lower the music volume. Not for my talking. I imagine I'm quite a bit louder than the game just from my settings. But their talking was kind of being drowned out by some of the music, so I've lowered that. Oh, I did change some of the controls as well. So my A and D actually strafes instead of panning the camera, which was kind of a pain in the butt, to be quite honest. So we'll throw clothes on. They don't do anything, but our character stops looking naked. You can talk to Trask here.
Stick together. You'll have more success with a party than on your own.
You can't actually take him out of the party. Any characters with a green square around them is the characters who are in your party. So you can double click to remove them. You can't actually remove them here. I don't know why it says add. It should say remove, but you can't. These will be our 9 characters for the game. And let's get going.
Attack this room is in lockdown, but don't worry. I've got the override codes. You'll have to use me to unlock the door.
Okay.
Now that the door's open, you better take the lead again.
So most of the time the game will switch you away from your support characters and take over with your main character. So you'll keep noticing around here I get thrown to Rilk.
He's one of the Republic's best pilots. He's seen more combat than the rest of the Endar Spire's crew put together. If he says things are bad, you better believe it. We have to get to the bridge to help defend Bastila. There's a map of the Endar Spire and a copy of Karth's message in your electronic journal, just in case we get separated.
Let's move out. Okay, so he did mention the journal. I guess I'll pop that up now. This is the message log. If you ever miss what they're talking about, you can go here to the message log, and the journal will just... Okay, so the journal will just tell you all the quests you have, and then it'll give you a little more information about it. You can also look at your completed quest, which is what it was set to at the time, why it wasn't up at the time. The reason I want to use Trask here is because he has security, and which will allow me to unlock the door. Since I don't have any points in anything right now.
These Sith must be the advanced boarding party for the Republic!
I don't know why. Just throwing a pause out here to let you know. When you open the door with Trask, we somehow appear on this side of the door. Most of the time Trask runs in here with his ranged weapon and comes into the melee fight for some reason. But it happens almost every single time, so kind of used to it. I think this is my 3rd time running through this game at the start again for this video. Every opponent you knock down, or even is knocked down in general, has a chance to drop stuff, and most of it's randomized. A lot of the stuff in this tutorial isn't randomized, but most of it is. Like any drops like that from most NPCs are randomized. Certain items have to drop. I'll mention a few of them as we go by that I do know of. Like we should almost always get a combat armor. Not here. Oh yeah, right here. And the short sword and long sword here, for instance. Last time I did this, I totally forgot where I got the combat armor. So I just gotta wait a little bit until the combat fades. There we go. Otherwise I can't change my equipment here. So we'll roll with our 2-hand weapon fighting. We do roll down to 0 and -2 to hit, but the chances are with more attacks we'll hit. I thought these guys would have dropped something, guess not. So I guess that's always a med pack and 10 credits. So I always play this next fight the same way every time. I just find it the easiest way to get through it. So I'll throw a grenade out to knock out the trio that are set up right now. Otherwise, if you run into melee, 2 more guys will run up quickly and you'll be 5-on-1 until Trask knocks down, I guess, 1 or 2. But he'll stay at range mostly. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. So I'll just throw a grenade to start this fight. Basically, these 2 guys... Oh, that's the first time he's ever survived that. These 2 guys run in right away, so... It ends up being a 5-on-1 if you run in there anyways. And they all target you because you ran in close. I'll be honest, they did way more damage than they usually do. They usually don't stick around that long. Not because I'm doing much damage, but Trask's chance to hit is really high at this point, so... Okay. I don't think there's anything else on the floor here. Oh, there is. Okay, so we got a battle stim. I'll wait till after.
We better stay back. All we do is get in the way. That was one of the Jedi accompanying Bastila. Damn, they could have used her help.
So every time so I guess that fight plays out the same way every time, where the results happen, but it can take anywhere from 5 seconds for that fight to go down to like 30 or 35. So it'll just go on until the Jedi knocks out the Dark Jedi, and it rolls the in-game chances. So she could miss like all of her attacks, and you could be there for a while. It's pretty weird. So I'll wait till we finish everyone here to level up. Every time you level up, you get a full heal.
We better head that way too. The Sith want Bastila alive, but once she's off the ship, there's nothing stopping them from blasting the Endar Spire into galactic dust.
Okay, we'll do that. So you want to level before you hit the next door, because the game won't let you proceed until you level up. Wow, we did not get lucky. All of these guys have a chance to drop something. So we'll level up before we hit the door, but if you hit this door before you level up, it'll insist on you leveling up. We'll save the skills. We'll do an implant next. Actually, we'll do toughness next, just because we won't have a chance to put on an implant before level 3. Well, we could, but I guess I won't buy any. The only place that sells them is coming up, but they're too expensive and they're not that great of implants.
Something behind here. Damn, another Dark Jedi. I'll try to hold him off.
Why'd you open the door, man?
Go.
We didn't need to go that way. So right here we lose Trask, and we never see him again. I don't think there's anything to loot here. No, there's not. Okay. So we're by ourselves for the next part. Not too bad, but whatever.
This is Kotor on your personal communicator. I'm tracking your position through the Endar Spire's life support systems. Bastila's escape pod is away. You're the last surviving crew member on the Endar Spire. Now, I can't wait for you much longer. You have to get to the escape pods.
So most of this game will have at least one teammate, mostly 2 at a time. So it is kind of this is one of the very few times where you will have no partners with you. Wow, was that a 15 on a short sword? I didn't even know you could roll that high. That must have been the long sword.
Be careful. There's a whole squad of Sith troopers on the other side of that door. You need to find some way to thin their numbers. You could reprogram the damaged assault droid to help you. if you have enough repair parts. Or you could use computer spikes to slice into the terminal and use the Endar Spire's security systems against the Sith.
So you could do either way for this fight. What you need is in this chest here. So it gives you enough spikes and repair parts. The easier way to do it is just to spike it. I'm half debating doing the combat droid. I've never done it, and I don't use as many repair parts, but no, we'll need repair parts later. We'll use the spike method just because it's faster. So we just go in here, we spike it. It, I guess, electrifies that conduit there and knocks them all down. And I guess that kills them all. Otherwise we would have had to go through the fight with the robot as well, so whatever. And here's our prototype vibroblade. I meant to go to the other one. We'll use it as an offhand just because it has a balanced set, kind of like the short sword. So we'll have a better to hit if we use it as an offhand than if we use it as a main hand.
There's only one active escape pod left. Come on, we can hide out on the planet below.
Who are you? Oh, I tried to use my
I'm a
numpad,
soldier
did
of
not
the
work.
Republic, like you. We're the last 2 crew members left on the Endar Spire. Bastila's escape pod's already gone, so there's no reason for us to stick around here and get shot by the Sith. Now, come on. There'll be time for questions later.
Okay, we'll do that. So this is Karth. He'll be replacing Trask for the rest of the playthrough. And he'll be our Republic soldier dude.
Good to see you up instead of thrashing about in your sleep. You must have been having one hell of a nightmare. I was wondering if you were ever going to wake up. I'm Karth, one of the Republic soldiers from the Endar Spire. I was with you in the escape pod. Do you remember?
I had a strange dream, like a vision or something.
I'm not surprised. You took a serious blow to the head. You're probably having all kinds of strange dreams. I wouldn't worry too much about it. You've been slipping in and out of consciousness for a couple of days now, so I imagine you're pretty confused about things. Try not to worry. We're safe. At least for the moment. We're in an abandoned apartment on the planet of Terrace. We were banged up pretty bad when our escape pod crashed, but luckily I wasn't seriously hurt. I was able to drag you away from our crash site and all the confusion, and I stumbled into this abandoned apartment. By the time the Sith arrived on the scene, we were long gone.
I guess I owe you my life, thank you.
You don't have to thank me. I've never abandoned anyone on a mission, and I'm not about to start now. Besides, I'm gonna need your help. Terrace is under Sith control. Their fleet is orbiting the planet, they've declared martial law, and they've imposed a planet-wide quarantine. But I've been in worse spots. I saw on your service records that you understand a remarkable number of alien languages. That's pretty rare in a raw recruit, but it should come in handy while we're stranded on a foreign world. There is no way the Republic will be able to get anyone through the Sith blockade to help us. If we're gonna find Bastila and get off this planet, we can't rely on anybody but ourselves.
Why is Bastila so important?
More damage than I thought. Bastila's a Jedi. She was with the strike team that killed Darth Revan, Malak's Sith master. Bastila's the key to the whole Republic war effort. The Sith must have found out that she was on the Endar Spire and set an ambush for us in this system. I believe Bastila was on one of the escape pods that crashed down here in Terrace. For the sake of the Republic war effort, we have to try and find her.
How can one person, even a Jedi, be so important?
Bastila is no ordinary Jedi. She has a rare gift the Jedi call battle meditation. Bastila's power can influence entire armies. Through the Force, Bastila can inspire her allies with confidence and make her enemies lose their will to fight. Often that's all it takes to tip the balance in a battle. Of course there are limits to what she can do, but from what I understand of her ability, it requires great concentration and focus to maintain her battle meditation. The attack on the Endar Spire happened so fast, she never had a chance to use her battle meditation. Like us, she barely got out alive.
So what do you suggest we do next?
Bastila is gonna need our help. Many of Darth Malak's followers can use the dark side of the Force, and the Sith have already killed more than their share of Jedi in this war. Nobody will be looking for a couple of common soldiers like us, and if we're careful, we can move about the planet without attracting notice, a luxury Bastila won't have. She's gonna have half the Sith fleet looking for her. They know how important she is to the war effort. The whole planet is under quarantine. No ships can land or take off. So, if Bastila's gonna escape Terrace, she's gonna need our help, and we'll probably need hers.
Any idea where we should start looking for Bastila?
While you were out, I did some scouting around. There are reports of a couple of escape pods crashing down into the Undercity. It's probably a good place to start. But the Undercity's a dangerous place. We don't want to go there unprepared, and it won't do Bastila any good if we go and get ourselves killed.
The sooner we start looking for Bastila, the sooner we find her.
Good idea. We can use this abandoned apartment as a base. We can probably get some equipment and supplies here in the upper city. Just remember to keep a low profile. I've heard some grim stories about the Dark Jedi interrogation techniques. They say the Force can do terrible things to a mind. It can wipe away your memories and destroy your very identity. But I figure if we don't do anything stupid, we should be okay. I mean, after all, they're looking for Bastila, not a couple of grunts like us. All right, soldier, let's move out.
So this is our first workbench over here. I'm just gonna upgrade our prototype vibroblade with it. We dropped upgrade material from basically from the Jedi fight. So it's just a plus 1 to physical damage, but every little bit counts. We don't have either of these, but it tells you what they'll do, I believe, here. It's not super great item, but your main focus will be lightsabers later on. So Karth's automatically into your party, and you actually can't remove him from the party. So he's one of our 9 main characters for the rest of the game. He's quite light side, that's why it's so glowing blue and he's looking upwards. I'll explain it in a second after this fight.
Right, you alien scum. Everybody get up against the wall. This is a raid. That's how we Sith deal with smart-mouthed aliens. Now the rest of you, get up against the wall before I lose my temper again. What's this? Humans hiding out with aliens? They're Republic fugitives! Attack!
Time to rumble!
So he always talks to you before you can really do anything, so I figured I'd get it over with and talk to him right away. He's basically just telling you he thanks you for rescuing him, and he'll deal with the bodies so that they won't ask any questions. Well, he hopes anyways. Won't somebody come searching for this patrol? I don't know if I'll summarize most of what the aliens are saying. It's all in the text anyways if you want to read it. He does always drop this backpack. And I think it's mostly always the same thing. So I did want to explain characters, light side and dark side. So because we're really neutral here, I guess I'll level up now. I could save it for later, but whatever. There's no good point at this point to use it. We'll pop implant, just because I can't actually do any of the upgrades for the other ones I want to do. So implants will be more useful later on. But since we're neutral, we're sitting just a straight look. But because of how light side Karth is, he's looking quite a bit up. That's just a thing they do in Kotor 1 and 2. It's a lot easier to see in 2, to be quite honest. And it also changes your background. Like if you're light side, you're blue. If you're dark side, you're red. You also get some of your features become more, I guess petrified would be the word. They become more and more gray and cracked the more dark side you get. This is Dia.
What are you doing in here? You can't just come barging into someone's home.
I'm sorry, I was just investigating the area.
That's no excuse. You can't just go around barging into people's apartments because you're curious. But at least you're more polite than that pig Holden.
Holden? Who's that?
Just one of Darvik's men who can't keep his hands to himself. But all he got for his trouble was a nasty scar from my vibroblade. Too bad I'm the one still paying the price.
What do you mean?
I don't want to talk about it. I'm in enough trouble already. Besides, I don't know if I can trust you.
So I'm going to use this persuade check here. I've had it fail one time, and I had to go through the rest of the conversation again, but hopefully it won't. You can trust me. Maybe I can help.
No, I don't think so. I can't afford to trust anybody right now. Please, just leave me alone.
So I won't even exit this conversation. I'll just ask her more questions,
I can't help
and
you
I'll
there.
skip through it.
Since this thing with Holden, I've been scared.
Holden,
Just
who's
one of
that?
Darvik's men.
What do you
I
mean?
don't want to talk about it. I'm in enough trouble already. Besides, I don't know if I can trust you.
You can trust me. Maybe I can help.
Well, I suppose you seem like an all-right sort. When I cut Holden, it made him back off, but it also embarrassed him in front of his friends. Holden's a spiteful little hut slug. He went and put out a bounty on my head for what I did. That's why I'm hiding out here.
Is there anything I can do to help?
I doubt it. Holden is one of Darvik's men. When you work for the local crime lord, the authorities tend to turn a blind eye. I'm afraid this is between me and Holden now.
Maybe I can
Try,
speak
I
for
guess.
Holden for you.
He usually hangs out at the cantina in the lower city. It probably won't do any good. Holden's used to getting his own way. That's one of the fringe benefits of being a goon for Darvik. Working for the local crime lord lets you get away with things. Still, I appreciate the offer.
I'll be going now.
Goodbye and good luck. I hope you can talk some sense into Holden.
So that's just an easy quest for free XP and light side points. So we'll do that. That's basically the only reason we're going around this area. This guy's gonna talk to us. I just wanted to say that persuade check. I want to say 95% of the time it works first try. I don't know why I've actually been failing it recently a lot. So this Twilight just tells you about energy shields. I'm just going to tell him I don't want to know about them. I already know about them. So he sells all sorts of items. I don't really want anything from him, but he talks to you every time you walk by him. So since he does, I'll sell him some stuff. Pleased to meet you, Laharm. My name is Rilkdart. I know all about energy shields. So there's two different types of energy shields, really. Some for energy and some for melee. So energy is mostly your ranged damage as well as your lightsabers. And then the other one is for melee, so any slashing or piercing weapons. I won't be using any energy shields. I'm just going to be selling them. Let's see what you've got for sale. So I'll just browse his armors and stuff. So he's got 3 different armors. We will get another combat suit for free, so we won't buy that. If you want to add some damage, you got this vibroblade here, or a vibro sword, which is a bit better. It's not worth the price, in my opinion. Oof, that's way more expensive than I thought it was. And then he's got your energy shields here. It only deflects 20 points of damage for energy. Not that great. He does have mines though. They're kind of helpful. We'll find some later though. Right. So I don't plan on using any of these rifle style blasters. So we'll just sell all of these here. We won't be using any stims. And that's about it. I don't remember what else is in these apartments around here. I think this is just a Twi'lek. Yeah, this is just a Twi'lek. And you can't really talk to her. She just says something and you can't speak to her, so we'll just avoid her. We'll clear the other side on our next visit to the apartments. So I'm just doing this route to get a better map view. I don't really need to because we can only come to Taurus once. Once we leave this planet, we can't come back. But it's what I do.
Hello there. I haven't seen you in my shop before. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Kebla Yurt. Welcome to the Equipment Emporium. You looking to buy some supplies? My shop's the largest one in all of Upper Terrace. Best selection on the planet. Whatever you need, I've got. Well, mostly.
Mostly? What do you mean by that?
The Sith confiscated all my heavy weapons and they impounded all my ships and swoop bikes. But I've still got a real nice selection, if you're interested.
Let's see what you've got for sale.
Just so you know, the prices on the items are final. No bargaining here. This isn't a swap meet, okay? I only deal in top-notch stuff.
So she does have some decent items here. She's got this armor. It's pretty decent armor. It's non-upgradable. It's more expensive than what we can afford at this point. But she does have this Achani Ritual brand, which is quite a good two-handed weapon. And it works like 2-weapon fighting as well. So it probably would be a decent upgrade for me, but I don't want to spend the money, so we won't. It's only a little bit better than the double-bladed sword, I guess. Main reason we came in here was to buy this detonator for later. I don't want to have to come back all the way up to the upper city to get that. Kind of a pain. It's nice to know what triggers I'm looking for, seeing as I've played this game, I want to say like 6 or 7 times, so I know not to forget that. So these 3 are the Pazak players. You can play Pazak, it's a card game. Yeah, there's not much to say about it. You can win a bit of credits. I don't even know how the card game works in this Star Wars universe, so never actually looked into it. This is Sarna. She's the main reason we came into the cantina here. We'll talk to her.
Hi there. I haven't seen you around before. Of course, they don't give us Sith officers from the military base much time off.
You're from the military base. You don't look like one of the Sith.
I'm off duty right now, so I'm not in uniform. My name is Sarna, junior officer, first class with the Sith occupation force.
Nice to meet you, Sarna. I'm Rilkdart.
I'm actually a little surprised you're talking to me at all. Most of the people here on Taris can't stand us Sith. It can make this job pretty lonely.
So you can try the persuade route. I think it's a little harder of a check than what we did last time, but you don't actually need to. You can do the conversation I'm going to do, and you can avoid the persuades pretty easily. I'm not actually from Taris. I'm just stuck here until the quarantine ends.
You're an off-worlder. I figured you'd be even more angry being stuck on a foreign planet and all.
Being stuck on Taurus isn't so bad, but the locals aren't much fun.
You know, it's like everyone on this backwater planet is in a permanent bad mood. Don't they know we have to make the best of things?
You've got a pretty positive attitude.
Exactly, it's all about attitude. I didn't ask to be assigned to this backwater planet, but I try to make the best of it. It's pretty easy to get depressed on an assignment like this, but we do what we can to keep our spirits up.
You need to blow off some steam once in a while.
That's true. It's nice to meet someone who understands what I'm going through. It's good to talk about this stuff. It gets pretty lonely up at the military base. I have to get going soon. I've got a shift at the military base, but some of us junior Sith officers are having a party tonight to blow off some steam. I'd really like to see you again. Why don't you drop by the party? I'll show you where it is on your map.
Sounds good. I'll be there.
Don't be late. We're starting right after our shift's end. Most of us won't even be going back to the base to lock up our uniforms. I look forward to seeing you there.
So she kind of lets slip by the end of it. The main reason why we want to go to the party with her is to get a Sith uniform. I'm just kind of popping this to get a better map view. These first two areas we have no need of going into, and this third area here is the dueling ring. As soon as I walk in, it's going to pull us into spectating a duel.
I can't believe we couldn't get arena tickets for this match. Now we'll have to watch the duel on the view screen.
Who cares? It's Duncan and Gurlon fighting. It's not like we're gonna miss anything good.
Shh, they're about to start, so quit complaining and just watch the view screen.
Ladies and gentlemen, I draw your attention to the dueling ring. Here, two combatants will battle for your viewing and gambling enjoyment. Now, I hope all your bets are down because we're ready to roll. In this corner, I give you Gurlon Two Fingers. And over here, looking to climb the ranks yet again, is the ever-persistent Deadeye Duncan. And to nobody's great surprise, Deadeye is down again. Don't worry, folks. He's just unconscious. As usual, our medics will have him up and about in a bit. Well, that was quick, wasn't it? So I give you the winner, Gurlon Two Fingers.
So, this is the duel ring. If you talk to the hut over here, you can get into duels with pretty much all the people who are standing here. And it starts with the worst to the best. Duncan's the first one, and I think Gurlon might be the second. Then you've got Twitch over here. You also have Marl and Ice. There's also Ben Dark Starkiller, who spawned in by the door when we came into the duel ring. And you could come talk to him too. We're not actually going to be doing the duel ring right now. I want to get some better items before we do it. I don't know if we're going to be able to beat Ben Dark, to be quite honest. We might have to try a few times to beat him. He's quite good. I think he averages about level 6, to be honest. So we might have to cheese it a little and do some inventory opening to heal and stuff. We'll see how it goes. I don't remember the last time I fought him without using the start as a Jedi. So as a Jedi, it's a lot easier of a fight because you all already have a lightsaber by now. I don't think we'd have two, but I think you'd have one lightsaber by now. So this is Zelka. If you want to buy some implants, he's the guy to buy them from.
Still, you're welcome here. I'll not have it said that Zelka Foreign refused to help somebody just because they weren't a citizen of Terrace. Do you require healing or medical supplies? I can treat almost any injury or ailment right here at the medical facility. Except the rat ghoul disease, of course.
Rat ghoul disease? What is that?
A terrible affliction has plagued Terrace for many generations. It is spread by the rat ghouls, horrible monsters that live in the Undercity below Terrace's great skyscrapers. Prolonged exposure to the Undercity breeds the disease, and those infected will eventually mutate into rat ghouls themselves, becoming mindless beasts that feed on the flesh of others.
Is there no cure?
There is no antidote for the disease, though I heard the Republic scientists at the military base here on Terrace were close to perfecting a cure. Then the Sith arrived. They overran the military base, and now they refuse to allow anyone access to the laboratories inside.
Excuse me.
The Sith are keeping all the serum for the patrols they send into the Undercity. If I could just get my hands on a sample of that serum, the rat ghoul disease could be wiped from the face of Terrace forever. I don't see how that's going to happen.
Maybe I could find a way to get my hands on the serum for you.
I don't see how anyone could get their hands on that serum. The military base is crawling with Sith guards. Breaking in there would be a suicide mission. I suppose the Sith patrols in the Undercity might have a sample of the serum on them, if they hadn't already used it because of a rat ghoul infection. But I doubt a patrol would just hand the serum over. And nobody is stupid enough to attack one of the Sith patrols, even in the Undercity.
Don't worry, Zelka. I'll get the serum for you.
Please, don't say that. If the Sith hear you, they might think I'm suggesting you start attacking their patrols. They could shut me down. I only mentioned the serum because you asked. I don't actually expect anyone to get me the serum. Now, is there anything else I can do for you?
I'll be going now.
Goodbye, and good health to you. If you ever need any medical aid or treatment, you know where to find me.
So you can talk to him again if you want to to get any of the implants, but to be honest, I think he's got like an anti-poison and anti-mind affecting implant. Nothing really great. I'm gonna break this door down to get light side points. I can't believe I missed both hits, but okay. Yeah, so the reason I talked to him about the rat ghoul is I want to start a quest now. And we'll know where to bring it when we get the antidote. Hey, I recognize these men. They're the Republic soldiers.
You recognize these soldiers? But how? Unless you're a friend of the Republic.
So I'm gonna go with this persuade. Most of the time it works. I really hope it doesn't, because I don't know of the conversation to loop around back again. I'm a friend of the Republic. You can trust me.
I guess I'd better tell you what's going on. I only hope the Sith don't find out what I've done. Since the space battle overhead, people have been secretly bringing in these Republic soldiers who crash-landed on the planet. I had to take them in. What choice did I have? Their injuries are terrible. Most won't survive. But at least I can make their last days more comfortable. And at least here, they're hidden away from the Sith.
Well, for that, you have my thanks. It's good to know that at least some of these men ended up in compassionate hands.
I hate to imagine what the Sith would do if they discovered these soldiers here. But since their initial questioning, the Sith have not returned, so it may be my fears are unfounded.
Is there anything I can do to help?
I'm afraid there's nothing more anyone can do for these soldiers. Now, if you'll excuse me, I should return to the front in case anyone comes in needing medical attention.
Okay. I'm gonna save here. So I'm not gonna end the video here. I know the game has a lot of issues, and I kinda wanted to see how long we've been going. It can crash quite a bit. And I should be saving more often.
I need to talk to you about the rat ghoul serum. I've got an offer for you might want to hear.
So it doesn't really matter what you tell him. Basically, if you want to bring Davik the serum, you have to bring it to the bounty office in the lower city. I'm not really interested, so I'm just going to tell him I'm not interested.
Oh, don't be an idiot. Just listen to me for 1 minute, and you won't be sorry. Davik Kang wants the cure, and you'd be smart to give it to him.
I think I'd rather give the serum to Zelka. He'll use it to help the people.
Helping people is all well and good, but you have to help yourself first, right? I'm telling you, Davik will pay big credits for the cure. More than Zelka could ever afford.
And then only the rich could afford the cure. Just let the poor suffer, right?
If you find the rat ghoul serum, just take it to Zax in the lower city bounty office. He works for Davik. He'll pay you what that cure is really worth.
So that added to our journal there. Well, we're going to be playing light side for this playthrough, so I have no interest in giving it to Davik.
Here, I've got 50 credits, a down payment. That should buy me some time, right?
Sorry, you're out of time. Now it's all or nothing. Davik can't have people not paying his debts.
But I don't have that much. How can I give you credits I don't have? No! Help! Somebody help! They're going to kill me!
I know we have to be careful about drawing attention to ourselves, but are we gonna just let them drag this guy off?
Hold on a second. Looks like we got ourselves a witness here.
Leave this man alone, or you'll have to deal with me. So for bounty hunters, they're actually kind of weak, to be quite honest. Although they somehow managed to do 6 damage to me immediately.
Those bounty hunters are going to take me away and kill me. My wife warned me not to take a loan from Davik. Now I can't pay him back. It's not good to owe a crime lord money. He'll just keep sending more bounty hunters after me till I'm dead.
Maybe I can help you.
You already helped me by saving me from those bounty hunters, so unless you have a spare 100 credits to give me so I can pay off Davik, there's nothing else you can do.
Here, 100 credits, take it.
Giving me 100 credits? Just like that? I don't know what to say. Thank you. Thank you.
You're giving him 100 credits? Generous.
Now I can pay off Davik. You've saved my life. Thank you. I'd better take these credits to him right away.
The fact that they'd kill him over 100 credits, it really isn't much money. It's basically like 2.5 medkits, I guess. So it doesn't really help me that much. Most of the time they only drop both 50 credits each. That's the first time I've seen them drop 77. So we'll head over to these apartments, and I think I'll save when we get there, and that'll probably end the first video. Oh, I didn't remember we had to open 2 sets of doors. The troll. Well, guys, thanks for joining me for part 1 of Kotor. I hope you join me for the next one. Oh, I guess I'll save just to be sure we're on a right time. I think the first one should be under. We probably talked for about 10 minutes before the start of the game. So that should be about an hour. Alright guys, see you in the next one. Bye.